Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's Joe, and it's time for a puck with Joe. We have only 4 games on the slate today, but it's been an absolutely insane day with the trade deadline. I think the biggest one for me is Tyler Toffoli going to the Winnipeg Jets. Now, he will be playing on that top line, I'm assuming, with Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele. So going to be unstoppable there. Tyler Toffoli has so much talent. He's able to close out those games. When we look at him, this will be his 4th Canadian team that he has played for. So super excited to see him in Winnipeg. I don't believe he's playing there tonight. I'm not I'm not seeing he's playing. Let's just say it that way. I was shocked Noah Hanavan was able to get to Vegas so quick and play for them in that last game. It's craziness. Now the goaltending moves, so confusing. Jake Allen from Montreal to the New Jersey Devils. Why? I don't understand that one. We also saw the Devils trade away Vanacek for Kokkonen. Kokkonen from the San Jose Sharks, and then the San Jose Sharks got Vanacek. Vanacek is never healthy out there. So those were huge goaltending moves. Tyler Toffoli, Jake Gensel going to the Carolina Hurricanes. It has been absolutely phenomenal at this trade deadline. And yeah, the Leafs did nothing. I really thought Chris Tanev should have been who the Leafs went after. They should have targeted him. They really need a strong right shooting defenseman. That would have been Chris Tanev. Tanev. I don't know why they didn't target Tanev there. So, and Hurdle to Vegas. I don't get that one either. Thomas Hurdle is good in all 3 zones, but Thomas Hurdle. I don't know. I didn't understand that, but so many moves out there. Just to look at who else. The Devils, yes, still don't get the Devils. Vegas, I don't understand Thomas Hurdle. I would never have gone after him. Calgary, we know were sellers. The Leafs really did nothing at all. Minnesota Wild got some draft picks. Quiet one for the Vancouver Canucks. We know that they were trying to trade Elias Lindholm, try to get Jake Gensel, but were unable to do so. The Pittsburgh Penguins, another one that's really, it stands out for me. This is the first time in like 17, 18 seasons that this team has not been buyers at the trade deadline to try to make a playoff run. So you got to think that that core with Sidney Crosby and Malkin and everyone there has to be frustrated that they're not making a push for the playoffs. So it will be interesting. Well, the Rangers did add another defenseman, strong defenseman there. So I like what we saw at the trade deadline, but let's get into these 4 games tonight. Carolina, Vegas, and Florida going for it. Yeah, and then add the Winnipeg Jets. Carolina, Vegas, Florida Panthers, Winnipeg Jets. It's going to be absolutely a battle between those teams. Like I said, Toronto just didn't do enough. Yeah, Friday. Bounce back. Let's get this money today. Flames went overkill. I still don't understand how the Flames were able to get that win last night over the Tampa Bay Lightning. That is still confusing me. I was, as a fan of Calgary, I like to see it, but not for my bets. Okay, late games today. The first game kicks off at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have the Red Wings taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Now, all odds are over on FanDuel, everyone. So let's just look at the odds. Red Wings, first night of a back-to-back. So they do have a game tomorrow. They're coming in here at minus 134 on the road. Now, this team has been struggling and they need to get back in that winning column. The Arizona Coyotes at plus 112, total 6.5, minus 114 to the over. You look at the Detroit Red Wings here. They've lost their last 3. They lost that last one on Wednesday to the Colorado Avalanche. They got absolutely destroyed out there 7-2. Now, we know the Arizona Coyotes have been up and down. This isn't a team that you can have a lot of faith in. They have lost their last 2. They lost last night to the Minnesota Wild, so this is their second night of a back-to-back. They lost that one 5-2. I'm looking for the continued goals to come in this one. We know how strong the Detroit Red Wings are at putting up those goals. They're averaging 3.48 goals per game and 28.9 shots on goal. Now, with the Arizona Coyotes allowing that 31.8, I think there's going to be a lot more chances here for the Detroit Red Wings to be able to score. I'm going to take their team total because I'm getting slight plus money over 3.5 at plus 104. The Coyotes have allowed 37 goals average in their last 10 games. So that's averaging 3.7. I do think with how powerful offensively this team is, even without Dylan Larkin on the ice, that they should be able to get the goals in this one. Now, I know without Dylan Larkin there, they're weak up the center. So if you want to look at the Arizona Coyotes team total, I don't blame you. I do think this is a higher scoring battle. My problem is I tried to take the Coyotes team total. It was 2.5 and it was juiced at -177 to the over. So I couldn't get there with that. 3 of the last 4 games, though, between these teams have gone to OT. So I can see this being a tight battle. And that's why I'm not going to lay the puck line here with the Red Wings. Could I see them covering that puck line? Absolutely. But we know bets go to die in overtime. I had the puck line last night on a couple of teams. The Kings were one of them, and they were unable to win it in regulation and cover that puck line. And we know you can't cover the puck line in overtime. So we know also the Arizona Coyotes can be inconsistent, but Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, definitely who you want to look at for goal scorers. I would also look here at the Red Wings just to come out nice and solid. So let's just look at some of the player props here for the Red Wings tonight for those anytime goal scorers. You can look at the shots on goal too, because I do think the Red Wings are going to get a lot of shots in this one. So you're going to have to go up to 4+ to get any value. Patrick Kane, 4+ shots on goals, +162 here for the Detroit Red Wings. And Alex DeBrincat at 4+ is coming in at +162. If you want to look at Clayton Keller, you look at the Red Wings, they are allowing 32.4 shots on goal per game. While the Arizona Coyotes don't notoriously get a lot of shots, Clayton Keller is a player that does. So his 4+ shots on goal, I could see coming in tonight. That's coming in at +182. So if Alex Leon in a net has a phenomenal night for the Red Wings, then we could still see Clayton Keller getting those shots and Alex Leon not letting them in. So I do like Clayton Keller's number there. Those goal scorers, though, coming in, Patrick Kane at +145. Not enough value for me. Alex DeBrincat at +155. It's okay. It's not great. Clayton Keller at +190. And that's all going to depend on Alex Leon. Now, David Perrin here, I do like for the Red Wings. We're getting the value at +320 for the anytime goal. So I would look there before I looked anywhere else. I really like David Perrin and what he brings to the table. Okay, let's look. You're seeing Connor Ingram in net. I'm seeing Connor Ingram expected. So we'll see with Connor Ingram if he's going to be in net or not on this one. Let's look at the next game here. We have the Minnesota Wild taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Now, the Wild are off the game versus the Coyotes. So both the Coyotes and the Wild are on the second night of a back-to-back. The difference here is the Minnesota Wild were able to get the win last night. Arizona was at home. They stayed at home. The Coyotes are now facing the Avs. Battle of the Central here. We know the Avs are sitting third and the Minnesota Wild are sitting sixth. The Colorado Avalanche at home are not a team that I want to bet against. And they're kind of like Boston Bruins last year, because Boston at home last year was absolutely moneymakers. We know the struggles they've had, especially after the All-Star break. But looking at Colorado, they're 25-6 at home this season, 20-11 on that puck line. I could absolutely see them coming out here and dominating this game. The problem is Minnesota Wild can be kind of slippery at some points and cover these puck lines, especially on the road, sitting 17-14. I'm going to look at the first period here for the Avs. I think the first period for the Colorado Avalanche is a really strong way to go on that puck line. You lay the half a goal in the first period, we're getting plus money at +120. Now, this is the last home game for Colorado. We know they've been phenomenally strong here. They have a road trip on deck on Tuesday. It's a Pacific road trip. They face Calgary, Vancouver, and then Edmonton before returning home. Nathan MacKinnon has been rolling phenomenally hot at home. I think tonight you look at his points 2+, you got to lay juice at -113. Can he get 3 points? Absolutely. If you want to take the risk of 3 points in this game, versus the Wild on the second night of a back-to-back, I am expecting those goals. So I do think 3 points is within range for him. What I like better is that power play point. You look at the Minnesota Wild, they're killing power plays of their opponents at 74.4%. The power play here for Colorado is strong at 24.4%. And we know that Nathan MacKinnon is so strong on that power play, playing on that number one line. So he's coming in at +100 for a power play point tonight. And we just need the one power play point. So that is my favorite bet for Nathan MacKinnon. You can look at Rantanen, 2+ points. He's coming in at +146. And then where do we go from there? Natushkin is expected back. Now, I'm not seeing any props on Natushkin to be able to bet him. And if you're looking at the Minnesota Wild, look at Kaprizov there. I do think Kaprizov gets on the board and Matt Boldy on the board tonight as well. Offensively, this team has been solid. They're averaging 3.11 goals per game. It's the defense and the goaltending that I do struggle with here of the Minnesota Wild, with Gustafsson expected tonight, and this defense allowing 3.3 goals per game and 30.1 shots on net. And that kill, like I said, just not phenomenally strong at 74.4%. So I do think the Avs are the right side. They won the last matchup back in November, 3-2. I think they can win in the first period here on that puck line. So that's giving us plus 120. Now they did add, they traded away Bo Byron. That is, and then they added Casey Middlestat there from the Sabres. So he's a center from the Sabres. We won't see him out there either tonight. Yeah, McKinnon for the point prop is minus 500. Okay, you got to look at him for the power play. The power play point is where it's at tonight, not just that point, because the point is way too juiced. Good to see you here today. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. I like him for the 2+ points as well. Again, that's minus 130, but that power play point, you're going to get the value there. Can he get 2 power play points? Absolutely, especially with the Wild on the second night of the back-to-back. So I think you ladder McKinnon's props in this one before they head out on the road. Let's look at the Dallas Stars taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Now, I am leaning on dogs in this later slate, you guys. We have the Dallas Stars here. Last 2 games versus the Sharks went to overtime. So this is a team that they're going to overtime versus the Sharks. You know that I don't absolutely love a team that has to go to OT versus the San Jose Sharks. Now, they've won their last 3. Like I said, 2 of those have been in overtime, back-to-back with the Sharks. And then the Anaheim Ducks coming in here off a win on Wednesday versus the Ottawa Senators, low-scoring one, 2-1. I think it's the Ducks puck line. I hate saying it. The Ducks are not a team that I have a lot of faith in, but we can get the Ducks here. And just let's go over current odds. Plus 1.5 at plus 106 for the Anaheim Ducks. You could sprinkle on that money line at plus 255. I don't trust them enough. The Dallas Stars are the better team. Now that total is juiced to the over under at minus 120 to the over. It's minus 102. I expect this one to be a lower scoring game. Could it slip to that over? Yes, it could, because I do think the Ducks contribute goal scoring wise. So I'm not going to touch the total, but if I was leaning one way or the other, I would lean to a slightly lower scoring game here. We know how strong Jake Ottinger is in goal, and John Gibson is going to have to come out nice and strong in this one. Now, the Dallas Stars have won the last 3 meetings, including the one in January. In January, they won that 4-3, and in October, they won it 3-2. And in Anaheim, that was in Anaheim, and they've played the Ducks strong. I just have a feeling the Ducks can cover in this one. We have the Dallas Stars in a look-ahead situation, playing a much stronger team tomorrow. They play the LA Kings tomorrow. So I think this is a nice spot to grab the Ducks plus 1.5. Ryan Strome here for the anytime goals, coming in at plus 350. Frank Tarangelo is coming in at plus 200, and Alex Killorn is coming in at plus 290 for those anytime goals. I was flirting with the Ducks team total over 2.5 as well. I could see that cashing. I expect 3-2 style game, and I do think the Ducks have an opportunity to pull off the win. If you just want to look at here, anytime goal scorers or players on the Dallas Stars who can register those points, I don't blame you, because that is where I do have more confidence in the Dallas Stars overall. I just think the Ducks will play them tight tonight. So looking at Jason Robinson for 2+ points, he's plus 210, the anytime goal at plus 155. I would prefer probably the anytime goal at plus 155. Rupe Hintz, 2+ points, is plus 310. The anytime goal at plus 175. I'm looking at his points more at plus 310 just because of the value we've got there. Now, the Dallas Stars have won their last 6 games following OT, but they failed to cover that puck line coming off OT in their last 5. So I do think tight battle here with the Kings on deck. If they didn't have the Kings on deck tomorrow, I'd take the Dallas Stars on puck line. But with the Kings on deck tomorrow, I have to take. I have to take the Ducks. Let's look at the next game here. We got the Winnipeg Jets taking on the Seattle Kraken. We've got the Kraken at plus 102. The home dog is barking, in my opinion. The Winnipeg Jets at minus 122. Total of 5.5. Minus 106 to the under. Minus 114 to the over. I think Seattle has every opportunity of winning this. We did just see the Seattle Kraken roll in to Winnipeg and get this win. They won it on Tuesday 4-3. And I do think while they get the win again, it's a low scoring battle here. Connor Hellebuck expected and Joey Decord. I love the goaltending matchup here. And I like what we've seen out of both of these teams defensively. Now we know the Jets were huge buyers at the trade deadline here, and we will see this team get these wins. I just don't see it coming tonight versus the Kraken. The Kraken have actually played the Winnipeg Jets hard. So I think in this one, I got to go with Seattle to pull off 2 wins in a row. I'm also versus Winnipeg. I'm also going to look at the under 5.5. I think that's the right side. I do think this is a 2-1 style game. So if you just want to hit that under 5.5, I think it's probably the most solid bet here. We know Winnipeg with Kyle Connor can score. I'm looking for a huge explosive game out of them as soon as they add Tyler Toffoli to this lineup in their next game. And I know sometimes these players take a while to start jiving with each other. I tell you, Tyler Toffoli is going to start jiving with Kyle Connor right out of the gate. The Winnipeg Jets picking up a strong right winger was exactly where they needed to go because that was a huge hole for them out there. So Winnipeg to make it deep into the playoffs, definitely something you want to start looking at for those futures. I will be talking some more futures here next week, so stay tuned for that, you guys. But it's the Kraken. The Kraken for me and the under in this one, 3-2 game. Yeah, the under 5.5, I definitely think is the best way to go. You're going with the Cavs, Terry. Good luck in basketball tonight. Everyone going with the Kraken. Beside the Ducks, sweet James Jones, I'm going to go with the Kraken here. I think those are the 2 best dogs on the board tonight. Yeah, he's good for a point. That is for sure. The Ducks and the Stars under 6.5. Kev, I think that is a nice way to go to with the under there. Boussois expected. Okay, Jason, the huge thing between Connor Hellebuck and Boussois, there's not that much of a drop-off for the Winnipeg Jets. I actually really like what we've seen out of Boussois, and I'm not surprised that they're going to save Connor Hellebuck for the next game. So don't stress too much about Boussois with that total staying under it. I do think he can stand just as tall in net. You guys, that was it. Packed day here today for me. Make sure you join me on Game Time Decisions. I will be on Game Time Decisions. It's scrolling across the bottom. 7:12 Eastern. In-game live, a prime time with Matt and Dave at 9:40. And then Sports Rage with Gabe and Cam at 10:12 Eastern. So I will see you guys over there. I'll be talking some NHL, some NBA. I've got picks in those late games out there on the court. Yes, I am putting a pick in the game with the Lakers. The Lakers always, maybe you want to fade me. The Lakers always seem to screw me over. I'm taking the under in that game. I know the total has dropped, but sneak preview there. You guys have a good night. Be fun. Have fun. Be fun. You guys be fun too. It's fun to be fun. Have a good one, you guys. Thank you so much. Everyone, all the best in all of your bets. Turn on those notifications so you know when we go live tomorrow. Not sure what time it will be, but stay tuned for the Puck at Cup of Joe's for those early games. You guys, I'll talk to you soon. Kev, I'm so glad you like the app. The SportsGrid app is awesome, you guys. Go follow it. Thanks, guys.